What is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Monday, and first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know there was some movement in the NBA as far as free agency is concerned over the past couple of days, and of course, as we know, the Lakers front office and LeBron James, if you want to call him late GM or whatever, did not get it done as far as landing any big name free agents such as a Klay Thompson, which really would have to be a sign and trade deal, but more on that later. But as we see, Paul George went to the Philadelphia 76ers, I believe, at a 4-year max deal. You can't blame him. And I know it's a lot of haters and naysayers out here saying, well, Pelinka couldn't get it done, or, you know, nobody wants to play with LeBron James, and all these other narratives that people try to create. But the Lakers were in no position in any way, shape, form to offer a max deal to somebody like a Paul George. They just didn't have the cap room nor the money. So if you think about it, LeBron James did say he would take up to a $20 million pay cut so they can get a mid-level exception type player. They weren't able to do so. As we know, Klay Thompson, even though his dad played for LA, I just feel like Klay Thompson, you know, he talked to LeBron about it, and who knows, you know, at the end of the day, I just feel like he knows how much of a rivalry it has been against LeBron James, and he cemented his legacy with the Golden State Warriors, and I don't think he would tarnish it in any shape, form, or fashion. But Klay is one of them old school guys who say, you know what, that was the enemy. I'm not going to go and play with him. And, you know, at the end of the day, it could have been a lot of other various reasons. And also, as we know, it was a sign and trade deal. So the Dallas Mavericks did have to divvy out some pieces to the Golden State Warriors, and we'll talk more about that in the coming days. But also, I think the Lakers are still more so eyeing someone like a DeMar DeRozan, which they should have made that deal happen a couple of years ago, which they did not when DeMar DeRozan ended up going to the Chicago Bulls. But, you know, a player such as DeMar DeRozan would be good because he's somebody you can go to down the stretch that's able to get you buckets in crunch time minutes, and that's something that the Lakers sometimes was lacking on the offensive end. And at the end of the day, you know, he's not that great three-point shooter, but we know the Lakers did connect in the draft with Dalton Connect, and, you know, unveiled his jersey the other day, number 4. Connect 4 is what they say, but they should have gave him 3 because he's going to be connecting from threes, as we all know, down his last 22 games of the season as a Tennessee Volunteer. He was averaging close to 26 points a game and was shooting 38.5% from 3. So if he can come in, and we know the Lakers and most teams don't depend on draft picks to come in and make noise and shake things up. But at the end of the day, the Lakers need to start developing some of these younger players. I sort of hate that, you know, Darvin Ham didn't give Max Christie any opportunity that he should have had, the way Max Christie was playing and developing, playing well on the defensive end of the floor as well. So now the Lakers have offered him something that a contract to Max Christie, which now makes him a restricted free agent. So if another team matches, they could pay more, and the Lakers could very well lose Max Christie. But at the end of the day, as we all know, I haven't been on here yet talking about that of Bronny James. The Lakers selected Bronny James, as we know, in the second round. If it was some kind of, let's say, surprise, you know, it did not surprise me at all. But I'm just tripping off of everybody out here who talking about LeBron James, nepotism, all these other sorts of phrases that they want to throw around. And this cat's out here, man, y'all don't even help y'all son with homework. And then this man up here helping his son get to the NBA, and you got a problem with it. Now you might say, well, they're taking away from somebody else. We could look at other players who average similar or close to what Bronny averaged this year and still made it in the draft, some even in the first round. So we won't even get into all of that. But at the end of the day, you know, players do have to develop, and you can't necessarily go off 1 year. You know, Bronny coming off of, you know, having cardiac arrest as well, so he never really saw his full potential. Also, you know, he was just a freshman, didn't really get a lot of playing time as he maybe could have to show, you know, his how better he could play. But at the end of the day, playing with his father and getting that tutelage, I think, will be something where he could still be useful in a bench role, coming off the bench, who knows. At the end of the day, maybe a lot of people think that because of what LeBron James has done, as far as people think, well, he is the one responsible for getting J.J. Redick. Even if that is the case, I want to be the first to tell you right now, I've not been happy with the Lakers' past 2 coaches. And people want to say LeBron is a coach killer or whatnot, but at the end of the day, how many coaches did the great late Kobe Bryant have? How many? During his same amount of years, 20 years, 8 coaches, the same as LeBron. So at the end of the day, great players want to win, and they demand greatness from their coaching staff. And that's something that Darvin Ham wasn't doing. I, for one, I don't know how good of a leader of men J.J. Redick is, but I do know, for one, he has a great basketball IQ. He's proven that, I think, not just broadcasting on television and his knowledge of the game, which you can clearly see when he discusses it with LeBron James. My only fear that is, players will think LeBron is buddy-buddy with the coach. So at the end of the day, how's this going to affect how other players play and act, and how that, creates maybe some tension in the locker room. But people always know that LeBron James, he been running things for a mighty long time. Even Shaq said when he got to Cleveland as an old veteran, he was seeing things LeBron James was able to do that he's never seen players be able to do. But when you had that power, it is what it is, man. Don't hate. I've worked in a workplace where I see people might make millions of dollars a year. You think they on time for meetings? No. Because guess what? When you bring that money to the table, or you bring a certain talent to the table, or you bring a certain thing to the table, you're going to be able to get away with a little bit more. Do I agree with everything that LeBron James does? No. Do I think that J.J. Redick could make a good coach for the Lakers? I absolutely do. Because there's too many great young minds. If y'all look across the NBA has been a coaching carousel for years. And when I say coaching carousel, that's what I mean. Round and around. This coach, Monty Williams. How many times have you seen these coaches coach for every team, man? Then he coached for this team. Now he coached for that team. Now he coached for this team. You're still not successful. Did you win anything? You understand what I'm saying? So when are you going to get these great young-minded players, former players, opportunity to coach, who see that the game has truly evolved, and some of these older coaches still may be coaching like older coaches? You understand what I'm saying? So Lakers didn't pull the trigger on anybody just yet. I still say it's young in the free agency period. We'll know more after next week. I just feel like there's going to be some things starting to fall in their favor. Like I said, there's trade. The Lakers have some pieces to trade. They said Hachimura, Vanderbilt, D'Lo. Some of these players aren't necessarily safe from a trade. It all depends what the Lakers can land. Me, myself, personally, I would like to see the Lakers somehow get a better point guard. That's something that we can talk about over the next few days as we continue through the summer and continue through free agency, man. But I just want to let everybody know, man, that, this is going to be very interesting offseason when you see somebody like a Paul George move over to the Philadelphia 76ers. You are like, man, what is really going on? Because that is going to swing the pendulum a little bit to the east. And the Celtics, who you think is pretty good, I mean, Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George, if they're all three healthy going into the playoffs, I got to go ahead and swing my bet to them for the Eastern Conference. I mean, that's one hell of a squad. So Jimmy Butler is one who said he's going to bet all on himself and not opt in. He's going to play his last year with Miami and become an unrestricted free agent next year. So it's going to be a lot of things moving around. But like I said, more time to talk about that in the coming days, man. But I appreciate everybody who stick with me, man. If you haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. And as always, man, this is your boy B New. I'm saying right on to the real man, and much love to these fakers. I'm out.